I came across this while I was taking this podcast like lecture on Aries on YouTube, Symbolic Studies. And that was interesting, how casually we just take men's are from Mars and women's are from Venus. Or if we come out of the what's the exact word? Literal world, our education system, our programming, this metrics, everything is like take everything literally. But it's interesting once you come out of that literal world, you come into the esoteric world, come out of the black and white, you enter into the gray, and have more iron in their blood than women. And when you symbolically check out the representation, which element in periodic table represents the planet Mars, and same in what's the relationship between the copper and the Venus, even this 26, 29 is interesting. I'm not really interested in the literal way of studies, because we are doing that. Everyone is doing that in school, in college, in university, in this matrix, this programming and everything. But I'm more interested into the unconscious and subconscious world. And what happens if we leave the way we are taught how to think? And we like follow the coincidences, the synchronicities, which are always, knocking on our door. It's just we don't hear their sound, or maybe we are just not at that frequency. And similarly, the symbol of the Mars and the symbol of the Venus as well. And these symbols, why do they represent, even wherever you go, Twilight's ke baare mein, Blue ke baare mein, why do they sometimes represent these signs, My question is, what does these symbols do subliminally inside me? I wonder, like now the way they have separated chemistry and alchemy, alchemia, the Arabic word, and versus when you go into the before that, or even primordial times, these were one. You were supposed to study those both together. Same goes with astronomy and astrology. My point is that whatever the sound is we are hearing, you are hearing, वो आपके ऊपर किस तरह effect डालती है. Whatever you are watching, the symbols, the icons, whether it's a restaurant ka, kisi season ka, any movie you are watching, for example, Walt Disney, so when the movie starts, so that Walt, W, is there six hidden there? So there's pretty much a lot of flexibility in the symbolism in the esoteric world. Have you ever came across someone, आपके दादा, perdada, pernani, any ancestor wearing copper now that we have seen, copper, Venus, woman, connection, and man, Mars. अगर symbolically देखें, symbols में, when you see a man, can a straight line represent a man? And can a curve can represent a woman? These are everywhere. Clothes you wear at home, curtains, bedsheet, everywhere. It's everywhere. Horizontal lines makes you, but there is something in colors that affects you in a certain way. चाहे कोई आपको देख रहा है, चाहे आपने खुद पहना हुआ है and आप शीशे में देख रहे हैं. That's my point. Certain lines in a certain way, if those are straight lines and there is, harmony among the distance, there it is, the curves and the straight lines. It makes you sometimes thin when you wear it. It makes you sometimes healthy. Point is, psyche, the point of view say, unconsciously, subconsciously, it affects us. That's all. I'm just curious, what are the benefits of copper now that we know? Copper, Venus, and woman. Definitely aesthetically, decoration, But what other than that? Intention and tension. What's going on between them? Do they have the same root meaning? Is it just about prefix and suffix? Or what is it? What are the root words? The way there are root words in Arabic. Might be every language is having that. Or is it just with the Arabic? Just मैं आपके दिमाग के घोड़े तुड़वाना चाहती हूँ. And if you are really like me, you might want to struggle and YouTube पे search bar में जाएं and Benjamin, Instructor Benjamin Bilal लिखें, you might find tension वाला lecture. And it's this word TEN, these three alphabets are also in our, medical में tendons जो बोलते हैं TENDONS. So you will find it everywhere. Is it like two words making one? Mother Nature, the tricks, coming out of the tricks, TRICKS. So is it the matrix? Are we living in the matrix? Tricks on Mother Nature. And this was also this movie, just a couple of minutes was there. There was aware, okay, conscious, okay. You just pronounce the Arabic alphabets. Alif, really, the first alphabet of Arabic. Alif, because Alif is like hard जब एक बच्चा बड़ा in infancy से बड़ा होता है into childhood, to pronounce Alif में because Alif आ रहा है, Lam आ रहा है, Fa आ रहा है, Ma, Ba, Mama, Baba. So when you see the M, the Meem, the Mem, Hebrew, English, Urdu और Arabic. मीम में जब हम अरबिक की तरफ प्रोनाउंस करते हैं मीम या मीम आ रहा है पर अगर आप इसको माँ में जस्ट प्रोनाउंस करो सो मीम में मीम एंड अलिफ आ रहा है सो इट्स इंटरेस्टिंग मीम अलिफ मा बा अलिफ बा मामा और बाबा और और अब. So do you get the point? Just pronounce it. Just stop the video and just pronounce it. Like aware करें अपने mind को इस बारे में. So that's what my mind diverted to. Hebrew में they pronounce mem. And Arabic में आप ले लें meme. English में लिखेंगे M-E-E-M. Different ways है M-I-I-M, But बात एक ही चीज की हो रही है आगे पीछे. It's just different languages. So the mem of Hebrew, the meme of in Arabic, and the M. What's going on? And again, in Instructor Benjamin lecture, there was once discussion on memory. And that was interesting, So there are these two mem in Hebrew letter, mem. And this is the Hebrew letter. But एक में बाद में vowel आ रहा है, M के बाद E आ रहा है. And दूसरे के बाद में M के बाद कुछ नहीं आ रहा. So it's mem, mem. One is short, one is long. एक वॉवल के साथ है, एक वॉवल के साथ नहीं है. कैसे फर्क पड़ता है, कैसे फर्क नहीं पड़ता? I'm leaving it on you. All I'm doing this is ask the questions. Is there a link between these three? Me, mem, and the memory. The memory. So what I remember from that lecture was, we're supposed to use our five senses. The first mem, the first M. And then जो हमारे rest of the senses हैं, which in different tradition there is a different numbers, whatever you study, whether you study Kabbalah, Gnosis. जो Instructor Benjamin वाली जो point था, it was अगर हम सही nature जो nature ने हमें gift किए हैं, हम nature के मुताबिक these five senses को use करें. So जो ऊपर one source, Allah has many names. When you study different cultures, everyone is talking about the same one source energy. So जो हमारे बाकी senses खुलते हैं, जो हमारे दरवाजे खुलते हैं, वो spiritual intangible world में है, and it depends on the worldly five senses. The vowels, the a, Hamza Zebra A, Hamza Zir E, Hamza Pesh U, the A, E, U. It's also in A, E, the E elephant, and O, U, Hamza Pesh U. What's going on? I'm just saying, is it just a coincidence? Or is it much deeper than the surface level? In matrix में जब वो, Neo, the Neo-Cortex, को वो कहते हैं पिल देता है option of red and blue, and which I came across in the book, which I mentioned here, The Secrets of the Tarot, Origins, History, and Symbolism. So in primordial traditions or culture, it's interesting, ancient under conception, जो female को activeness, creative power, redness से शो किया जाता था, and male को passive, destructive, and black color से शो किया जाता था. We're just talking about conception. We're just talking about abstractly. And that's what I also wonder in Quran, in all these holy books, it's not discussing the gender, because gender game, the female gender, the male gender is really surface. And it really gets interesting when you get into the Torus or torque, or torus field, or magnetic field, electric field. Maybe we all got it wrong. It's not about gender. Maybe Quran is not talking about the gender. Maybe Quran is talking about the energies. Here are universal laws, and it talks about energies, the masculine energy and the feminine energy. When you leave the gender, you get into the energies. As Walter Russell says, we all are one. Everything is one. The patriarchal thought happens, and it all gets reversed. So my question is, I'm not saying female is better, female energy is better, or male energy is not better, or that's worse. I'm just saying, जब आपको एक चीज उल्टी पढ़ाई जाए, आप उस चीज के साथ रहना स्टार्ट कर दो, शुरू कर दो उसके साथ रहने, वो साइकी के लिहाज से, पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, कॉन्शियसली, सबकॉन्शियसली, अनकॉन्शियसली, कलेक्टिव अनकॉन्शियस में आपके ऊपर, ये सब के ऊपर क्या असर डालती है? Does it have any link between, basic elements, which are not 4, they are 5, if you include the ether. But does it has any link with that? And what is the rest showing us? Any red color में heart, red color में diamond, आपके ऊपर क्या effect डालते हैं अंदर psyche point of view से? Black color का club and black color का spade, आपके अंदर subliminally जिस चीज के बारे में आप aware नहीं हो, आपके ऊपर क्या effect डाल रहे? Heart for love, and the diamond for money. So the heart and diamonds in red represents the heart represents earth. It's the water, the love, the heart, and it's the earth, the money. Diamond word means diamond, earth, goddess. So representing the earth, diamond, और कहाँ से निकलता है? Earth में से निकलता है, and representing the earth and the money. And now let's talk about the spade and the club in the black ones. So it's modern counterpart, I guess. In Spanish word, there is espada, ESPADA, a sword. So it's a weapon, and it's fire. Glove is fire, which represents power, and spade, air, which represents that. These are the 4 elements. There is also Instructor Benjamin ki ek book bhi hai 444 pe, like, there are 4 directions, south, south, north, east, west, 4 rivers, jo aap purana flat earth, not exactly flat earth ka jo holy books mein hai, 4 rivers, 4 wind directions, 4 elements of earth, 4 basic elements. And there are many more things. I just want to ask, what's the connection with Mosquito and Mosque? the yellow words, alphabets highlighted. Where's the root word? And that's why I'm interested in this conscious, on this sound, vibration, energy, the Tesla, the frequency. If you are telling me these alphabets are just ऐसे ही आपका नाम रख दिया गया, whatever your name is. Are you telling me आपके नेम को गुस्से से बोला जाए आपके ऊपर कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होगा, या प्यार से बोला जाए आपके ऊपर कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होगा? How come these alphabets definitely have A, I, U? Even आपका नाम Arabic का नाम भी हो, it has certain frequency, and it definitely. So the language of the unconscious consists of symbols rather than words. The card symbol system is the thought capable of guiding thought into mind hidden depths. So there's this connection when you take the tarot cards or the modern cards like spade, club, shapes, these lines, straight lines, horizontal lines, curve, like there are many types of lines, these angles. बाहर नेचर में जाके आपको क्यों मजा आता है, आपको क्यों सुकून फील होता है? Why do everyone wants to go towards the northern areas of Pakistan? और घर में या ऑफिस में या स्कूल में या यूनिवर्सिटी में या कॉलेज में 90 एंगल्स की खड़ी दीवारों के बीच में वो घुटन क्यों फील होती है? It's just a simple observation, and I'm asking questions to myself, and I'm just thinking out loud, speaking here. Is there a connection between the symbols? Not just on tarot cards. Even there are certain shapes, symbols. आप बाहर अपने लॉन में जाएं, अगर आपको पौधे रखने का शौक है, अगर आपका कोई फेवरेट प्लांट है, अगर आपके कोई फेवरेट कपड़े हैं भाई, उसके ऊपर a simple design. Why is it favorite? Why that's your favorite color? What does it makes you feel? Good, but that's the surface answer. I want you to go into the connection with the thoughts. And फिर वो आपके अंदर subliminally thoughts कैसे guide होती हैं? They also say your thoughts are not your thoughts. तो फिर these thoughts are किसकी हैं? Whose thoughts are? Spencer says, daily जो आप सोचते हैं, 90% are the same thoughts. तो भाई 90% of same thoughts को अगर वो सोचेंगे, कैसे अपनी life change करेंगे? How will you get into the growth mindset? And what is mind? Definitely not brain. हमें लगता है mind is inside brain, but mind is everywhere. The difference between mind and brain and mind की hidden depths. There is a link between 3 Abrahamic religions. Judeo-Christian tradition carefully concealed female gender of the deep, ignoring earlier scriptures. Islam and Christianity में share हो रहा, definitely it's also being shared in Islam as well. I'm just wondering, my question out loud is that, so Judeo-Christian tradition carefully concealed feminine gender of the deep, ignoring earlier scriptures, spirit hovering over the dark waters was the mother of the gods. आप plural gods की, multiple gods की worship की बात करी है. I'm just saying maybe Bible and maybe other holy scriptures are just talking about, when they say gods, they are just talking about the energies. And there is one source that created everything. But the more you get into the primordial traditions and primordial history, humans were designed to create. This is why we get depressed when all we need to do is consume. The scrolling, the social media, the TikTok, the YouTube, the Instagram. It's tiring. Consume, consume, consume. इतनी exercise सारा दिन देख के एक exercise भी नहीं की. How does it makes you feel good? And this quote was from Manya's journal, which is on Substack. This was an interesting lecture in Dr. Benjamin Bilal ka, जिसमें he was like, maybe depression is hiding, a hint to all of us. Maybe it's time for us to do the deep rest. So the pentacles, the diamond, आपको ऊपर एक और shape दिखाई थी. There is another diamond shape. Why red? So they say like even the zodiacal signs are also divided into the 4 elements. So the pentacles and 5 number is really interesting, the way it's going when you study the Venus, as I was talking in woman, copper, and Venus, and then Venus, when you write we in Roman, it's 5 numeral, but the cycle of Venus is really interesting. And there are many more things which I'm not remembering. I'll put it in the slide next time. So the pentacle, the earth representation. So the diamonds and the heart is the water, diamond is the earth, and it's representing the in red. And the sword symbol showing the spade, and the wand is the club. Yeah, that's why when I say number, frequency, energy, the aleph of the Hebrew alphabet, and it's showing the fire. And in the tarot card, there's a fool card, meaning what fool kyun hai? It's representing kyun, fool. Come into the gray region, coming out of the black and white. Our education system, our programming has made us like there's just the right and the wrong. I don't think so. Life works that way. And then the bath, Saturn, the Jupiter. Here's the Mars symbol, and the Aries, the Taurus, the Gemini, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Venus, Aquarius, Pisces, and this is the fire.